A man with $100 thinks about how to spend it. A man with 100 million thinks about how to make it move. That single difference in orientation, not in bank balance, but in the direction of thought, is what actually separates the wealthy from everyone else. And most people never notice it until it is far too late. Most of us were raised on a very specific script. Go to school, get a job, earn a salary, spend what you earn, and save whatever is left over. That script was not written to make you wealthy. It was written to make you functional inside an economy that needs workers and consumers. The wealthy did not follow that script, or they rewrote it the moment they understood what it was actually asking of them. The first and deepest difference is how rich people think about time. Most people trade time for money. You show up, you work an hour, you get paid. The moment you stop showing up, the money stops coming. Wealthy people are obsessed with breaking that link entirely. They do not want to sell their hours. They want to build systems, assets, and structures that generate money whether they are awake or asleep, present or absent. This is why wealthy people think constantly about leverage. Leverage means getting more output than the input you put in. It can be financial, borrowing to buy an asset worth more than the loan. It can be human, hiring people whose skills multiply your own. It can be mechanical, software that runs at scale without extra effort. Every major fortune in modern history was built on some form of leverage. Working harder without leverage just means you are a more exhausted version of where you started. The second major mental shift is how the wealthy relate to risk. Most people see risk as the enemy, something to be avoided, minimized, and feared. Wealthy people see risk as a tool. Not reckless gambling, but calculated exposure. They understand that every asset class with meaningful returns carries meaningful risk, and they get comfortable sitting with that discomfort while most people flee back to the false safety of a savings account earning almost nothing. And here is something counterintuitive about that. The savings account feels safe, but inflation silently erodes its value every single year. The truly risky move, over a long timeline, is to never take any risk at all. Wealthy people understand this mathematically. They know that money sitting still is money slowly dying. So they keep it in motion, keep it working, keep it exposed to the possibility of growth, even when that feels deeply uncomfortable. The third difference is how they think about failure. Ask most people what they are afraid of, and somewhere near the top is the fear of failing publicly, of trying something and falling short where others can see. That fear keeps enormous numbers of people locked inside safe, mediocre choices for their entire lives. Wealthy people, almost universally, have a completely different relationship with failure. They treat it as tuition. Information purchased at a price. Studies of self-made millionaires consistently show that the average one went bankrupt or had a major financial failure at least once before building lasting wealth. That is not a coincidence. The failure taught them something that no book, course, or mentor ever could: how to read a real situation under real pressure and adapt. The fear of failure is not a signal to stop. For people who build wealth, it is usually the signal that they are getting close to something important. The fourth shift is in how wealthy people process information. Most people consume news and opinion. Wealthy people are relentlessly looking for asymmetric information, things that are true but not yet widely understood. They read differently, ask different questions, and spend time with people who challenge their assumptions rather than confirm them. They treat conventional wisdom with deep suspicion, because they know that if everyone already believes something, the profit in that idea has usually already been captured. There is a concept in investing called the efficient market hypothesis, the idea that all known information is already priced into any publicly traded asset. Whether or not you accept it fully, the underlying insight is powerful. By the time something becomes obvious to the crowd, it is usually too late to profit from it. Wealthy people are therefore always scanning the edges. They are looking for what is undervalued, overlooked, or misunderstood, and they are comfortable acting before certainty arrives. The fifth difference is identity. This one is the hardest to see from the outside. Most people have an identity built around their job title, their role in a company, or the hours they work. Wealthy people build their identity around ownership. Not just of property, but of outcomes. They see themselves as the architects of their financial life, not the employees of it. That identity shift changes every decision downstream: how they negotiate, what they build, who they spend time with. When your identity is that of an employee, you negotiate for a better salary. When your identity is that of an owner, you negotiate for equity. When your identity is that of a consumer, you ask how much something costs. When your identity is that of an investor, you ask what the return will be. These are not just different questions. They are questions asked from completely different mental positions. And the position you ask from determines the kind of life you end up building. The sixth mental gap is around networks and relationships. Most people network transactionally. They meet people when they need something, and they drift apart when the need passes. Wealthy people treat their network as infrastructure. They invest in relationships long before there is any obvious payoff. They give value freely, introduce people to each other, and show up consistently. And when opportunity arrives, as it always does, they find themselves surrounded by people positioned to help them move on it. Research into economic mobility consistently shows that your network is more predictive of your future income than your education, your industry, or even your raw talent. The people you have access to determine what opportunities you can even see. And access is not random. It is built, cultivated, and maintained over years. Most people wait to deserve a great network. Wealthy people understand that building one is itself the work. The seventh and perhaps most practical difference is how wealthy people think about money itself. Most people think of money as a reward, something you receive for labor performed. Wealthy people think of money as a tool, something you deploy to create more of itself. This sounds simple, but it restructures everything. If money is a reward, you spend it because you earned it. If money is a tool, you protect it because you need it working. Every dollar that leaves your hand is a unit of potential future leverage gone. None of this means wealthy people are joyless or obsessively frugal. Many of them spend lavishly. But they spend from abundance generated by assets, not from salary earned by hours. The sequence is different. They build the machine first, and then they enjoy what the machine produces. Most people spend first and hope to save something afterward. That sequence, repeated for decades, produces two very different financial lives. So what does all of this mean if you are sitting where most people sit, with a regular income, a job, and a head full of the old script? It means the bank balance is not the first thing that needs to change. The thinking is. The identity is. The questions you ask every morning when you look at your money, are they questions about how to spend it, or questions about how to make it move? That shift in question is worth more than any investment tip anyone will ever give you. The gap between how wealthy people think and how most people think is not a gap in intelligence. It is a gap in framework. In the mental models used to interpret risk, time, failure, identity, and money itself. Those frameworks are learned, not inherited. They can be adopted by anyone willing to sit with the discomfort of questioning everything they were told money is for. The wealthy did not get a different brain. They got, or built, a different map. And you can build one too.